Today I'll be making a rendang, which is, or rendang as they say in Indonesia, which is an absolutely beautiful Indonesian stew. Lots of aromatics, lots of flavour and lots of spice. Exactly what you need. Quite a lot of ingredients as well, so don't be put off by all the ingredients because actually putting it together is not too difficult. I've got some stewing beef here. Lovely stewing beef, you see that it's nicely marbled. For the curry pasta that we're going to be making, I've got some galangal, there's some fresh ginger, lemongrass, garlic, also some scotch bonnet and a little bit of chilli. And for the aromatics, the ends of the lemongrass, star anise, cinnamon, cloves, lime leaves and tamarinde. Some onions and also a little bit of coconut. So as I said, quite a lot of ingredients. I'll put all the ingredients in the list downstairs. So if you want to make this at home, give it a go because it's worth a try. I've got some desiccated coconuts here, and this gives it a little bit of thickness, and also it gives it a lot of flavour. But as it is at the moment, it's not going to do much at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roast it off. And now by roasting it off, it gives it obviously a little bit more flavour. So just warm your pan. Put it in a hot pan and just get it activated. Now just get it going. We've got like a skillet here, and obviously a skillet holds the temperature a lot better. So just leave those to brown off. If you can see, it's just changing colour just a little bit. It's gone on to that it's almost looking like walnuts. Probably about right now. So I'll just take it off, whack this in my stewing pot. And now for my aromatics, a little bit of oil in the pan, tablespoon of 2 or 3. Got the lime leaves, and as last, it's basically the ends of the lemongrass. So it's all the bits that you can't really eat, but this gives it a lovely flavour obviously. So brown it off for about a minute, just to get it a bit activated, and goes in the pots. Okay, for the curry paste that we're going to be making, I've got here some fresh ginger. Now fresh ginger has got like a spicy flavour to it. We've all used fresh ginger before in curries and also obviously in your tea. If you want something a little bit more aromatic, you've got here Laos or galangal, which is actually a really aromatic. It's got like a floral flavours to it. Worth getting, because if you can get it, it's absolutely beautiful. Goes very well with this dish. Indonesian, Malaysian, all those kind of kitchens. This is the freshness, so this is lemongrass, and lemongrass is obviously brilliant. If you've never used lemongrass before, it's so beautiful. It's got a lovely fresh flavour. Garlic and chilies. So first chop up a few things. This chilli is quite a spicy chilli. So I'm going to take out most of the seeds, because I like heat, but obviously you don't want to blow everybody's head off. That goes in there. Ginger. Also, I find this skin quite bitter, so I tend to take the skin off. What you can do is, obviously waste not, want not, like I said. Stick this in the freezer in a bag, and whenever you fancy a cup of ginger tea, you can use the skin, because the skin's fine in a cup of tea, but I don't particularly like it together with my curry. Give this a bit of a chop again. Let's use these lemongrass. Most of the ingredients that you see here, whether that's the ginger, the galangal or the lemongrass, it's a tip for homes. You can buy it in bulk, put it in a bag and unlock it in the freezer, and whenever you need a little bit of ginger, just take it out and put it in your curry. Garlic, let's take the skins off. We've got some chili flakes here. I like it quite spicy, so I'm going to put probably about 3-4 teaspoons in it. I'm going to add a little bit of coconut milk. Oof! You can smell the spices, it's really quite potent. That's basically what you're looking for, all mashed up, all ready to go. If you haven't got a mixer like this, you can always use a pestle and mortar, that'll be fine. I've got like this stewing steak. This is actually from the rib, so it'll be like similar to brisket, I suppose. Don't chop it up too small because you don't want dog food. You want like chunks. And of course, when you cook it down, so you're going to be like cooking it down for about 2 hours or 3 hours until it's nice and tender. So if you cook it too small, then it ends up really bitty. That's not necessarily what we want. So quite nice chunks. I've got my skillet just warming through because we're going to sear this off. Don't put too much in at once. So my pan is really quite hot. I'm spacing it out, not putting too much. We can like do it in batches. You don't need to do it all in one. What you want to do now is you want to actually brown the meat. By browning the meat, what you're doing is called the Maillard reaction. And it's basically all the proteins that are in the meat, all the sugars that are in the meat. What they do is they caramelise and they give depth of flavour. If this is really nicely caramelised, it's such a game changer when it comes to your stews and your hot pots. You see that? This is flavour. Also a lot of smoke. But this is such a game changer. So don't skimp on this process. Take your time, get it nice and brown. And together with all those aromatics and all those spices, it'll just make sure that your dish is so much better. Let's season this up. Sprinkle of salt. And we're not obviously cooking it through. All we're doing is giving it a little bit of a browning process. So here you go. See, look at this. Fabulous. Okay, next one. Look at that. That's fabulous. We're waiting for my beef. Start off with the onions. Got 3 onions in total. You can obviously use as many onions as you like. Fills it out a little bit, gives it a bit of sweetness. And those beef is looking about right, so turn the heat off. Turn this on for a minute. Oh, look at that. There we go. Flavour in this pan, so let's use that flavour. The curry pasta that we've made, or that I've made, just going to fry that off a little bit, because that helps also, like anything, browning your curry paste, it makes it more aromatic. Oh, the smells that are coming off this are just absolutely amazing. I think that's something that should invent. Smelly vision. Oh, beautiful. Right. What I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to cut slices. They don't have to be too precise. Basically, they'll melt down in the stew later. I think we're about ready on this. So what I'm going to do, the coconut milk that I've got in here, just going to finish it off. In total, it's probably about a cup and a half, something like this. This gives it a lovely creamy flavour. And actually, your rendang is actually quite a dry stew, so I'm not going to add too much liquid to it. The liquid that's in the meat, and also the little bit of liquid that we've got here will probably be more than enough. in most of the Indonesian kitchens and also in Malaysian kitchens, they use a little bit of sugar, not too much. You want to balance it off because you've obviously got quite a lot of heat with the chili, spices. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of sugar just to bring it into balance. Obviously coconut milk is also quite sweet. Give it a taste. Oh! Oh! Woo! Woof! It's quite spicy. As last, I'm going to add some tamarinde. And tamarinde is a fruit that they find in like Asia. I've got like it's already prepared this, it's like a puree of tamarinde. Probably about 2 or 3 teaspoons of it. And what this does is it brings a lovely fruity freshness to your dish. And it helps that balance with the sugar. Works a little bit like limes, it's got the same effects as limes. Right, this goes also in my curry. Heat back on, a little bit of oil, and then we're just going to fry these onions off. We're going to take probably between 8 and 10 minutes. It's just to get the bitterness away, it's just to take the harshness of the onions away. Now you see that it's nicely caramelised, it's just got a little bit of colour, and it's become like glassy, you know, you can almost see through the onions. This is exactly what you want. And I'll add this to the mix as well. I thought I'd bring the pot to the camera to show you how it actually looks at the end. Let's give this a spoon for it. Oh, look at that, that's going to be fabulous. If you've enjoyed this film, give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe with the bell, and hopefully I'll see you to the next time. If you want to see something, by the way, if you want to see something new, let me know in the comments and I'll make that the next time. Thanks very much, bye bye.